Good afternoon. My name is Angela Joana Gordon Naranjo, and I belong to Group 551024-10 of the Pedagogical Experience 1. I live in Cartago, and I held my practice at the Colombo Americano with the Kids program. I was in charge of having Kids 6, which was a group of 7 students between 8 and 10 years old. They are in 4th and 5th grade at school, and they come from private schools, which was easier for me because they already had very good background knowledge of the English. Having this experience, to have the pedagogical experience, was very nice for me because I'm always used to have adult classes and teens classes, but working with kids, it's totally different. And I can say that since the moment I took my practice until this moment that I already finished, I have another perspective about teaching kids. I didn't know kids learn so fast and that they are able to have different kinds of exercises that sometimes adults don't. For instance, students are really good at solving puzzles, at seeing little details that sometimes adults don't see. That is one of the differences that I found between the beginning of my practice and now that I finish. Well, among the weaknesses I have, I consider that one of my main weaknesses is to work with technology in class. I mean, sometimes where the place I work, the internet is not very good, so I prefer not to use internet that much. And there are very good apps that are helpful when we want to teach English and to have students practice, especially because you can teach English in an inductively way. Another weakness that I have is that now that I have the opportunity to work with kids, I know that I need more training on working with them, especially with the manual dexterity and some activities they love to do, some games and TPR activities. The action plan that I have for that purpose it's simple, but it's very good because I truly believe in the peer observation. First of all, I would like to ask 2 of my colleagues who have worked with kids for a very long time, more than 10 years, to visit my classes and to give me some feedback and some tips and recommendations and train. I want to receive some training on how to work with kids. But for that, I need experienced teachers. And I really believe in peer assessment. And I know that my colleagues are going to do it professionally and objectively. And then to establish another action, like an improvement plan to correct maybe the mistakes I'm making with kids. The second action plan that I have for the use of the TICs is that I'm going to visit some web pages that offer very good apps to work in class. For example, the Kahoot app is very good, and there is another quizzes, and there are others for reading books, there are others for listening exercises, and there are others for creating cartoons and different presentations, like for example Powtoon. It's a very good tool, and I think I'm going to implement that in my next period with kids and with teenagers as well. Something that we as teachers of English have to face in the future is precisely that. The use of the media, the use of the virtual spaces in order to teach English, in order to have students practice and create a community that goes beyond frontiers. It means I have to take my students out of the classroom because that is the behavior nowadays. Everything is getting out of the comfort space. We live in a very globalized world, full of technology, and every day we have newer and newer things to apply in class. So something that we need to be trained on is on how to take students out of the classrooms, but in a way that they can approach all the technology that is around us. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I learned so much from this pedagogical experience, and I hope to have a very good process in my second pedagogical experience. Thank you very much.